Hey everybody, this is Connie with Connie's Crafty Corner. My voice is a little better today, but I'm gonna have to drink a little bit of water during this video. I am doing much better. I think my problem all this time, and it's been going on for a year or so, and it seems it's only when I'm doing videos, but I don't talk a lot during the day because I'm here by myself, so maybe I just don't notice it. But I started taking Zyrtec, and I'm telling you, I can feel a huge difference. I think that's why I've been getting so sick. You know, I've been going home to North Carolina a lot in the past few months, and every time I'd go home, except for the time I got COVID, I'd come back all stuffy and stuff. There must be something down there I'm allergic to or something, especially this time of year. When I was down there a couple weeks ago or last week, I don't even remember, my car was absolutely coated in pollen, and I come home feeling like I was dying. But that's not the reason for this video. I'm going to try to stick to talking about yarn and fabric and projects this video instead of going on and on about my personal life, because I know that some of y'all just don't care, and some of you do and have been so sweet. So the first thing I'm going to do is talk about I'm looking down at my computer because I want to make sure I remember everybody's name, and I didn't write it down, is the Shawl Swap Spring 2025 that I was in with 5 other ladies. Yes, there were 6 total. And I'm going to tell you the name of their channels and their first name. It was Mary at Slow Crochet, Jana K. Y'all, I'm having a terrible time seeing. I think I need my contacts adjusted. But it was Jana K at Flourish, Faith, and Fiber. Sydney, and I'm going to mess your name up, and I'm so sorry. It's Sweet PC Inspiration. I know that's not right. And then Jessie, who made my shawl, at Sweet Moments by Jessie. And then, of course, me. And then Amy at Amy Loves Crochet. And y'all, I was so excited to get invited to this because I've been so terrible about posting. And it just made me so extremely happy for somebody to actually reach out to me to join a collaboration with them. It was very exciting. And I needed that because it really sparked my desire to get back into doing more crafting, because I've been so busy with other things the past few months that I've gotten away from my crafting, and I've missed it. But the first thing I want to do is show you the shawl that Jessie made me. Now, Jessie, if you get this, I want to know what the yarn is, because I love the yarn. It is so soft. But she wrote me a little note, and it says, "Hi, Connie. I truly enjoyed making this shawl for you. I hope it brings you warmth and joy. Wishing you all the best." Now, thank you. Thank you. That's so sweet. We got to pick our colors, our desired shape, desired materials, but I actually put fall colors because y'all know that that's my favorite. And I said 3 and under, but I love fingering weight. And I had no preference of the material, and everything else I was open to. I just wanted a surprise. And I have already opened it. In fact, I opened it a few days ago because I'm the world's worst collaborator. I didn't read the fine details, how we should open it on camera, how we could be talking about it and all that stuff. So I just skipped all the way to the end. But I want to share it with you. And I really want to know what this yarn is because I love it. Y'all, it feels amazing. And the pattern, I think it's just I really want to know what the pattern is. I'm really bad at knowing stuff like that, but I'm going to try to show it to you the best way. My husband was with me. I think I'm getting a text message. No, my husband was with me when I opened it. He says that looks just like something you would make for yourself. So here it is. Isn't it beautiful? Oh, it's so pretty. I absolutely love this. It looks like it was a gradient cake of some sort. I would love to know what this yarn is. Is that not just beautiful? I mean, I absolutely love this. And these are my favorite kind of colors. They may not look the best on me, but I just gravitate to them. They make me so happy. Oh, and this is just long. I could actually knot it. Oh, that would stay on really good, because I normally don't wear it as a typical shawl, unless a lot of times I wear my shawls at home just to keep warm and stuff. But I absolutely love this. I want this pattern because this looks like it was probably fairly simple, because there's not a bunch of crazy crazy stitches. I think, see, I can't tell if that's, I don't know the name of a lot of stitches, y'all, so I'm not going to say because I don't want to embarrass myself. But y'all, this is beautiful. I am so excited. Thank you so much. I appreciate this so much. And I'm very excited, like I said, to be a part of this because it really got my creative juices going. I like it just like this. You know, if I could do a little finagling, because I like that. I'm sitting here trying to look at myself and admire it because obviously I hadn't tried it on yet. And of course I'm getting text messages. Hold on. It's telling me that one of my little second cousins that I call nieces, today's her 24th birthday, and I still see her as that little girl. But okay, I'm gonna try to stay on topic because I watched my last video back, y'all, and I was just rambling like a crazy person. Now last night I got an amazing night's sleep, but the 2 nights before that, I probably slept 2 hours one night and 3 hours the next. I know I didn't have over 5 hours. I just don't know what happened. I just couldn't sleep. But I'm gonna share a few little different things with you in this video. Let me shut my computer first because it will distract me. Oh, and by the way, the ladies I did the collaboration with, I've not had a chance to watch a lot of all your videos to get to know you better, but that's what I started playing. I've watched some of each one of you, but I'm going to start playing them so I can get to know you, you know, a little bit more better. A little bit more better. Does that even sound right? A little bit better. Because I've started putting YouTube channels on my TV while I'm doing my crocheting and knitting instead of crime. Because that's usually what I watch. Anything crime related, I love it. But anyway, let's move on to the next thing. Okay. I'm going to start with something that's not yarny, but it's just a Christmas idea. And I know it's just April, but it's something that I'm going to do for my daughter and my niece. My niece actually asked for it several years ago. I'm the world's worst procrastinator, so every time I'd get close to Christmas, I would not have it done. And it's something that's going to take some time. But, so I'm throwing this out here in case any of you guys would like the idea. One thing I really miss having from my mom is some of her handwritten recipes. We were never a get in the kitchen cook kind of mom and daughter, but she had certain things that she made, like a chocolate pie that was amazing. I remember the recipe was so old, they measured the butter in the size of a walnut. And we don't know where that went. You know, she moved out of her house before she moved in with me. And then, you know, the stuff was stored. So we've lost track of a lot of stuff like that. So it's very sad. But my niece Savannah actually wanted me to compile some of my favorite recipes that I make and give them to her for Christmas one year. And like I say, it's been a long time ago. But I'm going to rectify that this year. Like, for instance, I've got a chocolate chip cookie recipe that everybody loves. I mean, there's just a bunch of things in here. How I make my meatloaf, making gravy, you know, just simple things. But also some of the recipes, like I have a, see, I don't know the name of it. It's a spicy chicken pasta kind of recipe. But she wanted me to write things down, how I make cornbread. I'm trying to think, things are coming to me. But anyway, I've got, the way I do is there's some things I just knew how to make when I got married, but not many, because like I say, I wasn't get in the kitchen kind of cook with my mom person. And my mother-in-law actually is the person that taught me to make gravy. And here in the South, you know, we like our biscuits and gravy and rice and gravy and that kind of thing. So I usually, and now this is my collection of recipes that I've went through and took out things that I've made before and didn't like, and I've took out things that I knew I would never make, but thought it sounded like it would make, but thought it would sound like a good idea, so I saved the recipe. But I've got several things in here that are things, like I say, that come from me. But what I'm going to do is compile a recipe book for her, and that's going to be her Christmas present this year. And I was actually telling my daughter, Sarah, about it 2 or 3 months ago, yes, before Christmas, I believe, that I was working on that. And she said, well, Mama, what about me? So what I've decided to do is I'm going to make one for my daughter, my daughter-in-law, and Savannah, my niece. who is my little sister's daughter. And that's going to be their Christmas present. Now, some of them like this King Arthur recipe, the Perfectly Pillow Cinnamon Rolls. I can't read it backwards. I'm not going to write that out because I can just print off a copy of this and put it in there. But certain things like the chocolate chip cookies, a banana bread recipe that I've got, and I know you can't see that, but things like that I'm going to hand write because, like I say, that's something that you can look back on when the person's no longer there, and I think it sparks memories, it brings warmth and that type thing. But I've got this binder that I got off Amazon that I actually was going to organize my recipes in because the binder I had was literally falling apart. But yeah, I think it came in a pack of 2 or 3, and if I can find it, I've had this for like 2 years. I'll link it below, but just any kind of binder or anything you want to put it into. But I thought that would be a nice gift. And you know, now that I'm thinking about it, I may not use these and just use them for myself and do something a little more personalized for them. But I think that's going to be a great Christmas present. And I need you guys to, anytime I post videos, somebody chime, have you worked on your recipes? And I'll try to keep y'all up to date so I can keep myself accountable, because I don't know if y'all have noticed, I'm the world's worst procrastinator. I am terrible. I was terrible in school, and I'm terrible in life, but I think I work best under pressure. So, and I think that has something to do with my ADD or whatever. But anyway, I'm fixing to get to the yarny stuff, but I have one more thing to show you. My daughter saw this Easter basket. Pull up this big old thing of fabric. Y'all, some of it's in the floor. Let me get it. I'm so sorry. You know, like I said last time, I'm the world's most organized YouTuber, whatever. Hold on. Okay. And I meant to take the crinkly bag off. Let me do it really quick. Okay. Now, oh, I love this. And it was, my daughter likes everything neutral and all that stuff. She's not into the fun colors of Easter or the fun colors of this or whatever. And it's kind of a funny story. Okay, she wanted this buffalo check or check kind of thing. She wanted one that looked like what you could order that I could have ordered for $40 per child. Come from the Ukraine. It was beautiful, had excellent reviews, but I thought, no, I can make that because it's simple pattern. It has the ties tied to a floppy ear. But anyway, I thought, I'll make that. So I go online and I order the fabric. Well, finding what she wanted was hard because of the color. But as soon as I saw this, I thought, oh, this is it. I'm not going to show it to you yet because it's kind of embarrassing. And needless to say, I didn't read the description of the fabric. And if any of you guys buy fabric, you know buying online is a challenge anyway. And I had already looked at all the stores here, and there was nothing that come close. So I've made 2 purchases before I found something that's going to work. I could have bought these baskets 3 times over, probably. I mean, fabric is expensive. But the good news is she wants, and I won't throw pillows out there, so it's going to get used. Well, the first one, look how big those checks are, y'all. Look at my head. Is that not absolutely hysterical? I saw it, and I thought, oh, that's perfect. Didn't read the dimensions of the print. Well, I thought I read the dimensions for the next fabric, and this is what I got, which would work. Y'all, my husband's calling me. I'm going to hang up on him. He'll know what's going on. I don't know what y'all just saw, but I tried to cancel a call from my husband and ended up turning the video off. But anyway, these are the first 2 that I got. See the difference? This is still, by the time you make a basket out of it and everything, it's not going to work. But I will use this fabric. So I got online the other day because I caved. I was going to go on Etsy and just order the baskets. But because they're coming from the Ukraine, they would not get here till after Easter. I was trying to think of the date. You know, when is Easter? They might would have made it. But anyway, I ordered fabric anyway. So, excuse me, I got this. And this is exactly what she wanted. She wanted kind of a beige check. And I got it from Golden Girls Fabric Company, and it came really quick. Y'all, she sent me little samples of all the other choices in that of different fabrics. Oh, I hadn't even seen that. which, Lord, I don't need to look at because I've already spent enough money on fabric. But I will let you know when I get these done and show them to you in a future video, because I'm going to work on them this weekend because I'm trying to be better at procrastinating. Okay, the next thing I'm going to show you is a couple projects that I've shown you before, but I'm going to get started back on them. In fact, I've already done a little work on them. What I'm trying to do is finish up a lot of these whips I've got laying around, and I've already, you know, took out a bunch of them, but I'm just going to kind of give you an update on what I'm going to be working on. And one that I've shown many times is my granny stripe quilt. It's just, what I've done is I've got all the little, what are these called? Mini skeins and leftovers, any finger and weight yarn. And I'm doing 3 rows. Now I've, 2 rows. I think the pattern is Attic 24 or something. I'll link it down below. I can't remember the exact name of the website I got off of it, but it's super simple. But I'm making it really wide. See, it starts here and it goes, so it's like, that's me stretching my arms out as far as they'll go, and I'm 5'2", so it's pretty wide. To do it over again, I would have put 3 stripes of each color because I have enough left over, but I am using that leftover in another project that I'm fixing to show you. But since I picked it up just 2 or 3 days ago, and I've done just a little bit. You know, it was here, and I've got up to here. And this is the perfect TV watching mindless project, and I absolutely love it. So I'm bringing it back out because I'm going to be doing a lot of sewing. I've got several things I've got to sew, and this will give me something mindless to work on when I'm not sewing. But what I'm doing with the leftovers of each of those mini skeins is I'm putting them into the corner-to-corner scrappy. So I'm trying to use up all of those. I have so many of those that I just didn't know what else to do with them. So that's 2 projects. And y'all, I'm going to pause you just a minute because I got to show you something else. I have to go get it. Okay, I'm back. As many of you know, I quilt also. And I got that quilt machine. I'm seeing a thread here. It's driving me crazy. You know, like a long arm quilt machine. I was living in Bristol. Oh, goodness. 2 or 3 years ago. I can't remember. And we've moved it here, and I still haven't got it completely set up. And we've been in this house a year now, but that's something my husband and I are committed to get done in the month of April. But I've got 2 quilts that I have quilted and started putting the trim on, but still I've got it left to go. So I'm getting these things done. This is a Christmas quilt that I actually finished one long time ago and quilted, but never finished the binding. That's all I had left to do. But I'll show it to you as best I can. I'm not, okay. Well, I'm going to show you half of it because it's just a bunch of trees. This was a pattern, I think it was a kit maybe that I got off of Fat Quarter Shop. So, but I loved it. And there's some of the quilting that I did. It's actually, if you can tell, I don't know if you can tell, but it's Christmas tree bulbs. Oh, I don't think y'all can see, but anyway, I love this. So I'm getting this done. This is another mindless TV project. I do my binding by hand because it aggravates me if I mess up. I do some on the machine, but things like this that I want to, you know, are a little bit more work put into. I don't know. I can't describe it. I want to do it by hand. I enjoy hand sewing, but I got this one. And then I also had this one that I hadn't even started on. That I've shown y'all this a couple years ago. But this is the other one that I've got to do. It's already quilted. It just needs the binding put on. I mean, that's so simple. But y'all, these Wonder Clips, I don't know if you can see them there. I love these things for sewing projects especially. But I've used them with crochet also. But they're so good to keep everything. Because, you know, you get it pressed down. You don't want to lose that. So there's the back side of it. But hopefully I can have these done this month. I'm hoping. I'm going to pile them on the living room couch so I can't ignore them. But the last thing I want to talk about, I'm trying to slow down, y'all. I was so fast talking in that last video, is I need some ideas on something. Let me pick it up. I should have got it when I turned the camera off a minute ago. now everything's collapsing. I have got actually 3. I think 3, maybe 4. I think that's 2 of ours combined, but I've got, I guess, 4 of the, what are these things called? The Christmas Advent calendars. And I think this one was from Southern Skeins. I don't have anything to identify where it's from. I'm pretty sure that's where I've got this. Oh, I remember now. The reason I have 4 is because I didn't think I had ordered but 3, but these are 2 different years, and one of the years I've already put into my mini skein pile. We had moved, and she had shipped it, and I never received it, and so I got back with her, and I told her I'd never received it, and so she sent me another one, but I ended up paying her for the one that I got extra because I actually received the other one later. And I felt bad about it because they're not cheap, and I didn't want her as an, you know, independent yarn dyer or whatever to be out the money. But that's neither here nor there. But I've got this one right here, all of the skeins here. And then I've got, she sends a single skein. And I think she may have sent patterns or suggested patterns, and maybe they wasn't something I really wanted to make. But if y'all have got any idea of what I can make with these Advent calendars, I've looked up a bunch of different patterns and stuff, and I don't know, I just get overwhelmed. And then I've got this one that I just absolutely stuck in a bag. Here's the little hanger thing that came with it. So I've got 2 full Advent calendars that I'd like to do something with this year because they've just basically been sitting here and, you know, staring me in the face, and I want to do something with them instead of just wasting my money by just, well, I don't call it wasting my money because they are fun and you do get the enjoyment out of opening them. But I'd love to be able to do something with these. And if any of you guys have made something from an Advent calendar and loved your end project, you know, send me some ideas in the comments below, or send me an email that'll be linked down below, because I really want to utilize these, and I have a terrible time making my mind up. So as I've told y'all before, I don't have hardly any pictures on my wall because I can't make my mind up what I want to put up. It's terrible. But anyway, thank you guys for tuning in today to see my video, and hopefully I'll be back really soon. I really want to get back in. I tell y'all this all the time. I really want to get back into doing regular videos. Things have calmed down a whole lot with, you know, the executor stuff and all that stuff with Mama's stuff. That took up a lot of time. But anyway, hopefully I can get back on track and be back. I'm going to set a goal of 1 video a week. That'd be much better than what I've done lately. But you guys, y'all have a great weekend. And thank you again to all the ladies that participated in the shawl swap. I enjoyed that process so much. It opened me back up to get back into crafting regularly. And I'm losing my voice, so I think it's time to end this video. Have a good day, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.